Hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. Last night I tried to do a video for my fairy tale thing, and YouTube was down. It's crazy, right? I know, YouTube was down, I couldn't do a video. Just saw Uncle Vid, Uber Blackman, and Margarita Z and DC. It was funny. But this is Bleach 467 review. And this review is called, the name of the chapter is called Luckman. Luckman. Luck, M-E-N. The name of this review is going to be called I'm going to call it Lucky Bald Man. Lucky Bald Man. You can get what's going with that. Okay, let's get into it. We've got, the beginning is basically where we left off. Hitsugaya, he's, Yukio's there, and he says, oh, and Yukio's screaming, and he's not dead. Hitsugaya destroys the monsters, and he's like, oh, you tried to save me? And he's like, no, and he says, oh, I won't kill you if you, in 5 minutes, if you don't, to get rid of the barriers in 5 minutes, I will kill you. So that's what transpires in there, and that fight is settled. And now we're going to Igaku's fight with this stupid kid with the mohawk. Now, I already saw Phone's review. I saw for Neverworld, he liked the chapter. But I'm going to tell you my thoughts on this chapter. So, we have this fight with Igaku and this mohawk fuck. And his power is luck. So, like, he destroys, I'm not going to tell you what exactly they said to each other, but he destroys Igaku's weapon, and he's like, oh, great, oh, let's fight with our fists. And, eventually, this fucking kid keeps beating up on Igaku, like, what the fuck? And I mean, Igaku's all bloody in the mouth and shit and what have you. And eventually during the fight, he gives fucking this kid a headbutt right in the head. And this transpires just a fist fight. That's all it is. It's like a fist fight between him and Igaku. This kid and Igaku. And, it was a short chapter. Once again, short chapter. And basically, from there, he does a headbutt, and it's it. And he's like, oh, luck was in your side. Too bad I was your opponent, because I'm the luckiest guy in the 13 court guard squads. He's to 13 divisions. And that's how it ends. Okay. I'm giving this a 3 out of 5 hollow masks. Okay. 3 out of 5. It was fair. I looked at Neverworld's video. I like to see other people's videos, what they think, before I make my final judgment, or I take a look at it and really think about it. This was fair. This arc is a piece of crap. But don't get me wrong. The chapter's pretty, I like the fight. I like, he's doing a headbutt, with his baldy head. Once again. However, I figured out something. I know exactly why these Fullbringers are pieces of crap, why these fights are pieces of crap, and I know why. It's very simple. First of all, the guy that Igaku was fighting, there was no and here's a crazy question. Why doesn't he use Bankai? Is that so hard to do? He could have done Bankai and annihilated him. Simple. Bankai. and he just fucking destroys them. That's it. I would like to know from Phone's perspective what he thinks about that. Why didn't Igaku use Bankai? Man. But like I said before, that was a problem I had with this chapter. He doesn't use Bankai. Don't get me wrong. The fight was a manly fight. It was interesting to see fists. That was interesting. I liked that. It was interesting. But let me tell you something. This chapter was so short. These fights are so pathetic, and I know why. First of all, this guy didn't get any of Ichigo's powers from Ginjo. And I assure you, if he did, the fight would have lasted longer. That's number one. Number two, Ginjo did not give that much to them. That's my theory. That's why these Fullbringers are weak. That's why it looks boring. So Kubo, for you to bring something in return, you need to show us when Ginjo's fighting Ichigo, it's not a horse half-ass fight. I want to see some epicness. That's the way I see it. And right now, I am telling you right now, Fairy Tail is getting better and better and better. And Bleach is not there yet. It needs... Don't get me wrong. I'm basing this on my opinion on the fact that this is my problem with this arc right now. These fights are too short, these Fullbringers are too weak, and the reason being, Kubo? He's probably waiting for Ichigo to fight. Yeah, I don't get that. Oh, just in case anybody doesn't know, next week they animate this arc. Next week, the episodes of Bleach enter the Fullbring arc. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see these chapters animated. As far as that's concerned, if you want to know, am I going to watch it? Yeah. I'm probably going to regret saying that, but I'm going to watch it nonetheless. The animation looks pretty good, actually, in it. But that's it. That's my review. I mean, this chapter, nothing happened. And I looked at Super Karagoon 9000, same thing here said. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. It was too short. These fights are too short. They're too quick. Kubo, what the fuck are you doing? What are you, picking your asshole? I mean, come on. But I'm not, listen, maybe he's just setting us up for the other fights. Because let's be honest here, I think the reason why the Hisugaya's fight, Renji's fight, and Igaku's fight went out so quick, so fast, was because he's setting us up for the main fights. He's setting us up for Ginjo against Ichigo and Tsukishima against Byakuya. That's what I think. I hope so. Because Kubo, really. But, you know, that's the story. 3 out of 5. He's got to bring next week. He's got to do better. And this came out way too early, this chapter. That's another thing. He's got to think about these things. Kubo, he's got to think about these things. Fairy Tail, I'll say it right now. Fairy Tail is kicking Bleach's ass. It's not just kicking Bleach's ass, it's kicking Naruto's ass. And you can take that to the bank and cash it. Fairy Tail is kicking Bleach and Naruto's ass in the manga. I'm sorry. But the Fairy Tail chapter was a million times better. I'm now saying that because of how shocking it was. So that's what I have to say. But I'm not going to discourage myself. We'll see next week. This has been Bankai 922. See you guys later.